Hi. Well, here we are again. Another day, and today it's just beautiful. It's so sunny, breezy, but it's a beautiful day. Just a few days before Christmas. I don't know how many. What's today? The 18th? 19th? Not even sure. So, the little one, little Bonzi, is doing so much better, but he doesn't have the endurance and stamina of the others, which of course is probably to be expected because of his heart condition. But he's doing well. He gets on really well with little Linny, who is behind me there. Where is she? Oh no, wrong place. There's the little guy. Look at him. Look at him. He's looking so much better now. Hi, Dick. Hi, girl. There's Bonzi, look. Huh? Huh? Hi, little one. He's been kind of enjoying hanging around in the car where it's warmer. And yeah, we have to be very careful with Monty over there because he's not very friendly towards other male dogs. And this little guy has not been neutered, so we have to be very careful. Come on, darling, you want to jump up? You can do it. Come on, boy. He's quite real fragile, sensitive little thing because of his little heart condition. Did you want to go back in the car? Huh? Sweetie? Look, we made it cozy in there for you, haven't we, huh? Do you want to come back in? Yes, he's back in the car. See, he just likes resting in the back seat where it's a bit warmer. Because it's cool out in the area where we put him. You know, it's like a kind of stone shed. It's quite big, and it's where the wood is kept and various other things. But you know, it gets pretty cold because the windows are just wire kind of stuff. Huh? Here you go. Okay, love, you stay in there, okay? Because we're going to go and we've got a few things to do soon. So we can go for a little drive with you in the back, huh? Here's Linny. She's going to go for a little run around. She gets on really well with our new little Bonzi boy. And to anyone who's new to the channel, I forgot to give a bit of an update. But little Bonzi, that little dog, in the previous video, if you haven't watched that, I'll explain that we found him wandering in the middle of a road around dusk, about 2 hours away from here. And he was stumbling, actually. He wasn't even walking properly. He was in such bad condition. And we thought that he was just going to die, you know. That's how bad he was. So we took him into the car, and we drove him home. Just set up a little bed for him in here. And this is where the wood is kept and all this stuff, you know. Just a shed, but it's quite nice. Got a nice roof. And the only thing is the cold does get in because, of course, it's just got these open kind of grid things here. But it gets light in there. It's got a cozy bed. We cover him up at night. Or if he gets cold, we put him in the car. And that's in the garage, which is cozy. During the day, we put him in there because he can't really just wander around. We get a bit worried about him because it's big enough area that, I don't know, the other dog, Monty, boxer mix, might hurt him. There he is, there's Monty. You'd be a little bit concerned about that. He is on a long leash thing over there because he's just a bit destructive. Digs around everywhere and then jumps over the wall onto the road, so we can't have that. And Mom doesn't want the dogs in the house. Only one of them's allowed in the house. That's her small dog, Zal. So, and he is not friendly to other dogs either, other male dogs. Oh dear, so it's like dog politics, you know. And a lot of it's just because they weren't trained properly to socialize, you know. Anyway, that's where little Bonzi sleeps. So, yeah, so little Bonzi has a heart murmur, but he doesn't have any fluid build up in the lungs yet. And hopefully he won't get it, but we have to be careful with him because any stress, too much excitement or stress can potentially be dangerous to him. So we haven't actually had it. We've only had him about, a week now? We haven't actually had him properly tested or anything yet, so we don't know the extent of the stage at which the heart condition is at. We're just hoping that, it's not too serious, but he does seem to be a little bit fragile. But that could also be, hi Mont. But that could also be because he wasn't properly fed. It could be a nutritional thing too, so we're giving him lots of really good food, and we're going to see if his health improves, just the love and spending time with the other dogs here and without stress. We're going to do our best for the little guy. And we do want to keep him. That makes 5 dogs now here. And they were all abandoned. All of them. Mom, the 3 of them here, apart from Linnea, were all Mom and Dad's dogs. And they just brought them, they found them in the woods, abandoned and stuff. And little Linnea over there, she's ours. Found her on the street just up the road here. She was abandoned. There's a big problem here. A really big problem. Yesterday we went shopping. Went to the supermarket about 10 minutes from here. And it's a big chain, big supermarket. And there was a little Chihuahua type dog wandering around the parking lot begging for food, I mean, he'd clearly been abandoned. There's no doubt about that. And it was raining. We can't bring them all. There's just so many of them. So we're going to pass by there today and see if he's still there. We gave him food and we'll just put some more food down and hope to God that somebody takes him to the shelter, instead of just leaving them wandering around. But I don't know. It's like a lot of it's an old mentality. A lot of it's the old people. They have this weird kind of old mentality that you shouldn't sterilize male dogs. So you get a lot of male dogs running around. At least that was my parents and some of their brothers and sisters like that. So you get a lot of male dogs wandering around, getting the females pregnant. And it's also because, they don't want to spend the money or they can't or whatever. But there are ways you can get help for these things, but it's just a mentality. I don't know. Can't solve it. But anyway, so that's it for the little one. He's doing fine. And we have been trying to take care of our land too, so it's been a lot to do, and that's why we haven't posted any videos for a long time. We hope to get back in the swing of things though. And I just wanted to show you, I'll show you the outside. It's a little polytunnel we have here that we put up quite a while ago. And Barb's been dealing with the plants and everything in here. We got a few things. He grew some papayas, but unfortunately papayas are extremely sensitive to the cold. There's one there. And there's 2 over there. I think it's got, oh no, there's three over there. So they're likely not going to make it. I mean, they've made it so far, but it's possible that if you plant them out, which you'd have to eventually, they're going to be way too big for this tunnel, they would probably die. Unless maybe if you're in the Algarve area, which is much further south from here, about 4 hours away, then they may survive. You know, I don't know. You'd have to research that if you're planning on growing papayas. These are cedars that we bought from the local agricultural place for just a few cents each, which was actually quite good, and got quite a lot of them, 40 something or whatever. Actually doing quite well. We're planting these on the land, and the land's pretty big. It's over 1 hectare, so we're going to plant it nearer the top because it's on a hilly, there's like a slope area. And the eucalyptus plantations are just on the top of the hill and around there. And that is what's been a big problem for starting the fires, which one of the fires which recently burnt down the whole land and vast areas of land around there. So we're going to put those there because they are apparently natural fire retardants as well. So we'll see how they do. We'll just put them around the borders. This is a little orange tree cutting. I'm not sure if it's going to make it. Buddleia right there. That's got to go soon into the ground. Rosemary. Aloe vera over there. Fig tree. That was a cutting from here and it's doing fine. Just the leaves are falling, but it's going to be fine. When it's a bit bigger, we'll plant that on the land. We just got a few veggies here, some beetroot, celery, chard, some lettuce over here, kale I think over there. So yeah, and these are paulownia trees, these little ones there. These are paulownias. I don't know if they're going to make it. They look a little too wet, and they're supposed to be, it's not supposed to get much water in the beginning. I'm thinking they're looking a bit too wet, to be honest. They apparently suck up a lot of moisture when they're at this growing stage, so if you give them too much water, they die. So let's see if they survive or not. Let's see this one, I don't know, that looks like it's drying a little bit at the top. Goodness. Huh. I'm thinking they might be better on the wooden thing there rather than on the ground. Let's see if we can probably move them. So they have, I put the paulownias there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So let's see if that's better. That way they're not sucking up any more extra moisture from the ground that they might not need and that could make the roots rot, you know. Now let's see. They're not looking too great, but anyway. They're supposed to grow really fast once they actually start growing. I mean, right now they're kind of in a hibernation stage, I think. But soon they'll be growing really fast if they survive. But again, they're also good fire retardants, apparently, and good for if you want really fast-growing trees. They're good for that too. But these are not the tomentosas, because the tomentosas variety apparently can be become a bit of a what do you call it? Invasive species on your land, so you have to be careful. This is the other one. I don't remember which one this is, but it's paulownia something, this one. not paulownia tomentosa. And this one apparently does not become invasive, so we're hoping that's true. So there you have it. Such a beautiful day. And just remember that if you're moving to Portugal, or even just visiting in the winter or something, just remember that it does rain quite a bit here. in the winter. It's rained quite a bit already this year, this winter. And I mean, it can go on and on and on for a long time, and it can become pretty torrential too. So, and it can get quite cool, close to freezing, and actually freezing in the higher elevation places. So, but this area here, it just kind of touches on freezing sometimes. But it's cold because Pig! Oh my God, look what she's doing. Look, I'm gonna turn. Look, that's Lenny. Oh my God, she's just digging and digging. Look at the size of that hole. Get out of there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, hey. No, 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 no. Goodness. Sorry about that. I just had to tie her up. See, this is a problem. I let her off. And she is just very destructive, and so is Monty. So they got to be on the leash. I mean, you know, a long cable kind of thing, you know, over there. And she's got to be supervised when she's let off the leash, because look at the great big hole she's made here. Wait a minute, I'll turn this around. Look at this. This is massive. And that is the wall that goes to the neighbors. The size of that. That is huge. Not only is this bad because she could be making a hole right down there into the neighbor's property, but also because she could get stuck. We won't be able to get her out. This is all concrete. Oh dear. See, Lau's a good girl. She doesn't do things like this. Come on, Lau. Lau, come on. And now I realize she's also been digging around here. Possibly. Look at this. I don't know. God's sakes. This was just a terrible idea. Look at this. This was a kennel area, I guess a kennel kind of area that the parents had made years ago for Monty, because he kept jumping over fences, jumping over walls. So they put him in here. It was absolutely awful. I can't stand it. So we moved him away from here. And he had to be chained up, which was even worse because otherwise he'd jump over walls. You know, it's just really difficult. They got older, parents, and they weren't able to control him, so that's what they did. So anyway, it's not that they don't love him, they do. I mean, they make food for him and everything, and Mom used to walk him all over the place, even when she had joint problems and she was already 80 years old. She was walking him and he would pull her, and she'd fall on the road sometimes because he'd pull her too much. He's just not the right dog to have here, but we haven't been able to find a home for him. And he was abandoned, of course. You know, we can't just take him to the shelter because his family. These are the girls, chickens. Guess they're over there in the sun. They're sunbathing. That's why you can't see them. Anyway, I'm going to bury that hole again and put some blocks or something around there, because that's pretty bad. She did. She's been making holes all around here. I don't know, this is some kind of makeshift thing that Dad made years ago. It's all falling apart now. But they put little pieces of wood and pine needles in there for the fireplace. And something else I want to mention again is that if you are moving to Portugal, make sure you come here in the winter first to see what it's like before you decide to move here. Around, I don't know, November, December if you can, because then you'll get a better idea if you're going to be able to survive the rain, the heavy rain. I mean the perpetual rains. Plus, you've got to look, if you're going to look at houses to buy, properties, make sure you check out the mold situation. Mold is very, very common here. There's a lot of upper respiratory disease here in Portugal because of the mold. Because when it rains for a long time. And some of the houses, until very recently, the houses were not really built to deal with these conditions with mold, you know. And they don't have proper heating. So heating's another issue. I mean, look at the mold growing on this wall that was once white. Yeah, I think it was white. I don't even know anymore. It just grows everywhere here. I mean, it's just, this was painted recently and it's already getting mold growing on it. It's just terrible. We have to have a dehumidifier on all night in the rainy season, or even when it's just damp, cloudy, and sometimes even a few minutes during the day, because, and even then we can still see some mold growing on the wall, but it's nowhere near as much as it would be if we didn't have it. That would make it impossible for us to be here. And we did get very sick with lung problems, lung infection that almost killed Bob a number of years, 2 years ago. And I got it too, but his was much worse. He was in hospital for months. That's how serious it was. And the mold is what really triggered it, I guess, bacterial infection. And I'm now having some allergy problems right now because it's winter, and because I get allergy problems here because of the dampness and the mold in the houses. My parents never had proper heating put in the house, so they just have 2 fireplaces that are very inefficient the way they're built. So the heat goes straight up the chimney, you know, and there's not really any venting system in the bathrooms. So all that moisture goes on the walls and creates mold. So we have to have our dehumidifier. And if you're gonna stay here in winter, make sure you have a dehumidifier. Just buy one from the local store and use it, okay? Unless you want to risk getting respiratory problems, heart problems, and goodness knows what. I don't think they take mold that seriously as they should here in Portugal, from what I've seen. Probably because there's so much of it that people don't seem to think that, or realize that it is so seriously bad for you, for your lungs, for many people. I mean, I don't think it's good for anyone, but some people it affects more than others, obviously. Like me, I'm having slight breathing problems because of it. Anyway, so you can get a space. I don't know what that is. Don't tell me the whole thing's fallen down over there. You can get a space heater for your room, but also a dehumidifier. So better still, if you can, buy a more modern house, have a more modern house built, or spend a lot of money getting an existing house fixed up to the point where, you know, it doesn't get this kind of moisture build up inside it. It has proper heating. That's going to cost. Everything's very expensive here right now. It's getting worse. So you just have to do your research and see what, if you're planning to move here, see what you can and can't afford. So anyway, that's it for now. We have to go take Mom to sort out some paperwork stuff. Anyway, so much fun. A lot of bureaucracy here. Anyway, everywhere has its problems, doesn't it? It does, but depends what you can and can't live with, what you can put up with and what you don't want to put up with. Hi, darling. I see you moved again, huh? I thought you were all nice and cozy over that side. You've moved over here. Are you okay? Are you warm? Your ears are still a bit cool. with all this fur. You're not supposed to feel the cold much, but you do, don't you, baby, huh? Guess your circulation's not very good, is it? Huh? Okay, love. I'll be back in a moment, okay? We're gonna go for a little drive because he loves traveling about in the car, all cozy and warm. Yeah, the avocado tree, look at this. It's actually got some really nice avocados. I don't know if you can see them. Let's see if I can zoom in up there. Let's check it out. I can't see, the sun's kind of in my eyes. There they are, there's a couple there. You can see that. And then up top there, you can you see them? There's quite a few. They're not ready to pick yet, they're kind of hard still. These, I'll go out. This one and that one are both avocado trees. Don't ask me why Dad planted them here. It's not a good idea. Poor trees, you know, they're the ones that have to pay for people not making good choices about where they plant them. You know, someone like Dad, he just wasn't thinking that they're going to grow big, you know. Look at that. You got the power lines going up there, and he planted it right here. It's just insane. Poor thing, you know, one day you probably have to cut it down somewhere. Don't know. He was just really bad at planting things when it came to planting trees. This one's got some big ones. See those big ones over there? Don't know if you can see them. Let's zoom in. Where are they? Yeah, there they are. Look at that. Right in there. Nice one. So, yeah, it's a nice place. They've got a nice place here. But it's very high maintenance for an old couple. And of course, Dad's gone now, so it's up to us, and we haven't. It's been raining so much, we haven't been able to take care of anything, to be honest. We've also been busy. We're creating new online work because our other job that we had for about 4 years ended. YouTube channel that I was doing voiceover for. And Bab was doing all the editing. That ended. So with this AI coming along and taking over things like voiceover work, you know, these people are saving money and going on to AI. They don't want to pay someone to do their voiceover for their channels. So we have an audiobook channel, and we have this travel channel. Let's see if it can grow a bit. So we can keep taking care of all these animals and hi, darling. This is Lo. Hello. Nico. She was Dad's dog. And she misses him, don't you, sweetheart, huh? She was very protective of him. Too protective. I mean, even we couldn't get close to him without her barking. She really needs training and stuff, but she never had it, so it's just the way it is, I guess. And I think Bonzi is actually deaf in one ear, you know, because sometimes I call him and he's in the car right now. Okay, he looked around now, so he did. You heard the door open, didn't you, darling? But I was knocking on the window, calling, and he wasn't looking around, so it's possible that the little guy's deaf in one ear, isn't it, darling, huh? Another little issue? Or maybe it's a blessing in some ways, and you can't hear all the others barking all the time. And yeah. Stay there, love, for a moment, okay? Stay there. We'll be right back. We'll be right back, Bonzi. Wait a minute. Close the door. Careful, darling. We'll be right back, okay? We'll be back. Wait a minute. He just went out for a little run around and pee and stuff, so maybe he wants a drink, though. I'll give him a drink. Yeah. Take care. Bye. See you later.